Well, I was about to start a video, but Mackenzie just came in and said there's a snake outside close to my chickens. So now I have to go investigate that. Alright, I'm back. So did not see a snake, but don't like to think about snakes being out there by my chicks because I have small chicks out there, and that's what I was most concerned about. Say hi, Opal. Say good morning. Okay, so I've made this video now I don't know how many times, and I didn't like the way that they came out. So here we go again. Him, and that way Ben wouldn't have to. Hey, lights went out. Cool.
It's been 4 hours since dusk.
That sucks. Every time I try to make this video,
Okay,
something bad happens. So I'm gonna pause this real quick and get the lights back on. And I hope it's not too loud. I do have an air purifier going and a fan. Granted, we have 2 fans, air purifier, and an air conditioner in here. It's Texas and it gets hot. And I don't have on my glasses because if I have on my glasses and you have big light reflections and it just looks silly, but without my glasses I can't see that well. So this is just going to be an update. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I possibly can. There's just a lot that's happened, and haven't really been making a lot of videos because just a lot is going on. So let's see. Duke update. We contacted the people that we got Duke from and let them know that we can no longer keep Duke. So we have not heard back from those people in probably close to 2.5 to 3 weeks. There goes the air conditioner. Fantastic. I'm gonna turn it off. Just so it's not extra noisy. The reason we can no longer keep Duke is because he started to show some major aggression towards my daughter. So that's not good. Like, she would just be in the room and he would snarl and raise his lip and show his teeth, and he would growl at her. And you know, we always corrected him with a very firm no. And then it got to the point to where he would snap at her. And then one day, I don't know, 2 weeks plus back, it's been a minute, she went to make breakfast and she was pulling a chair out from under, or a stool out from under the table, and he was close to the table and he bit her. Thankfully he did not draw blood, and he did break some skin. She had some, loose skin, and there were welts, and you could definitely see where his teeth connected to her wrist. And at that point, I was done. I'm not going to put the life of an animal over my child. So my daughter, does not deserve to feel nervous or scared in her own home because of a dog that we've had for, at that point, like a month and a half, was just having some issues and decided he didn't trust her and she was a threat. So he is now living outside in the kennel where the other doggos lived until we got them ready to move back in the home, which we did. So here's Opal. Max is running around somewhere. And Bear, unfortunately, is back outside because he will not stop marking everything in this house. Literally. So he was a puppy when we left the city, and so he's lived outside for most of his life now, and so we washed him, gave him a haircut, and brought him inside. But he is marking every piece of furniture, everything on shoes, tool bags, whatever is there, he is marking on it. So he's back outside right now. Maybe we'll look at getting him one of those little puppy diaper things, I don't know. So that is that update, Duke. And the dog update. Miss my doggies. So I think we're done with dogs. I don't think we're going to mess with any other dogs. We're going to keep the dogs that we've got and be done with it. And that's where the next story picks up, because when we moved out here originally, we had 3 cats. We had Gandalf, we had Pippin, and we had Arwen. And then I got Stormy not too long after my mom passed away, and then I met up with my family for her funeral slash, family get together and say goodbye. Like, seriously, we got back from that, and then maybe a week and a half later, I got Stormy. So we've had some new neighbors move on to the ranch. They're the closest people to us on our road. And really enjoyed these neighbors, they're nice people, decent people, cool people. They were at my birthday party, which I didn't really get any footage of it because I was too busy having fun, but we had quite a few people show up, and we just hung out and ate really good food and had fun. So they'd only been on the property really from that point, right around my birthday, which is July 31st. And okay, where to begin? Sorry. It was a Wednesday. We got home from work. Everybody went to work because there was flooring to be done, and so everybody went with us, and we tried to knock it out as quick as can be, and then get home, and I'm checking on my chicks, they were living in the bathroom at that time. You need to get down for just a second. I'm gonna turn this air purifier off. I'm thinking it might be too loud, and I hope you don't fall off of your little stand. I'm back. So, okay, Elmo, come here. Crawling back in my lap. So Wednesday, we were all at work. Got home late, checking on my chickens. Chickens were in the bathroom. I had to go get them water. They were nasty. If you've ever had chicks, they just make a mess everywhere. So I was outside cleaning out their little water container, and then the smell of death, just hit me in the face, full in the face. So I told Ben, I was like, hey, I don't know where, I don't know what, but I smell death, and it's bad. And it was right at the end of the shabin. So I finished with the chickens, give them fresh food, fresh water, and then walk out, and everybody's gone. Everybody was outside trying to locate the smell. It took a little while. And then when I told Ben inside that I smelled death, Tristan just mentioned, hey, you know what? I haven't seen Stormy in a few days. Because Tristan feeds them breakfast before he goes to work. And I was like, oh, please don't be my cat. Please don't be my cat, please. And then everybody's looking under the totes, looking under the shabin, looking, everywhere. Because the cats catch mice or snakes or whatever. In fact, we actually saw Stormy running across the yard with a little mouse in its mouth, and the mouse was screaming, and Stormy took it up under the house. So probably about a third to a halfway in between the shipping container and the house, Ben stops and he's like, well, I found it. And it was Stormy. And in Texas heat, he'd been dead for probably a day and a half. And it was not pretty or pleasant. So we laid him to rest. Ben and Spencer dug a hole. We laid him to rest, and I was just very upset because there were no marks on his body. It didn't look like he had been attacked by anything. There's no wounds. So literally we're dumbfounded. We're like, what happened? Why did this happen? What happened? And I'm so depressed. I'm so sad. Again, my mom had died, my grandmother died, my uncle had died, and then now my cat. I loved this cat. He was so laid back and just so chill, and just the cutest, most beautiful, floofy, light gray, white with gray points and gorgeous baby blue eyes, and I just love that cat. Anyways, so the next day we took a day off. We talked about going to the lake and just, I guess let me be sad, really. And I didn't feel like getting all the things together to go to the lake and having to pack up and all that, so we didn't go to the lake. We just, rested. We're at home. Ben did some estimates, and I just was sad. And I know it was just a cat, whatever, but it was a lot. And then Friday we went to work, and we were in San Angelo, and coming home, it was probably a little after 8 o'clock. We had to stop and get water. And then my watch starts to vibrate, and my phone is in the truck. So I run to the truck, and I'm like, who is it? So the flies are back, and they're driving me nuts. So if you see them, if you see me freaking out, that's why. Tristan was calling, and he was pretty frantic. He's like, hey, I took Duke out to go potty, and we went around the corner, and there are 3 big dogs in between the house and the shipping container. They have Gandalf up on top of the shipping container. Gandalf's freaking out. The dog's trying to get to Gandalf. And we were just like, whoa, okay, hang on. And then we're like, what do the dogs look like? He described them. Ben automatically knew whose dogs they were. So he sends a text message and then calls, and nobody answers or picks up. So I immediately call the wife, and I'm like, hey, your dogs are up on our property. Pretty sure they've got one of our cats. Don't know if he's hurt. We're not at home. She said they're not at home. They will be there as soon as possible to get the dogs. So we get home as quick as possible, and on the way, been driving, I call Tristan back. I'm like, hey, okay, have Mackenzie take Duke outside, put Duke on the tether. This is before he bit her. And just put him outside on his tether, and that way you can get the cat and then get the cat inside. That way we can assess him and see if he's hurt or if he's just freaking out. So everybody's like, okay. And then Tristan calls back, and he's like, I'm trying to get him down, but every time I touch him, he cries. I touched part of his side, and he immediately freaked out and snapped at me and bit me. So right there, we knew something wasn't right. Gandalf doesn't bite people. We had Gandalf for over 7 years, and he loved to be petted. He loved to be held. He loved to be rubbed. He didn't just bite people. And I know I was talking about a dog biting, but this is a completely different situation. So we finally get home, and Tristan's like, I wasn't able to get him, but he did, get down, and he jumped somewhere and ran under the house. Okay, so we're looking around trying to find him under the porch. So then we're trying to flies. We literally are taking the porch apart from the top, taking the boards off, trying to get to the cat. And the cat knows that we're trying to get to him, so he freaks out and he runs. And I'm walking around, just calling for him, and then I really have to go to the bathroom, so I went inside, and then I didn't come back outside. One, because at that point the neighbors had showed up, and I really didn't want to be a jerk and say something, so I just decided to go inside, and that's what I did. The neighbors did say, are you sure it was our dogs? Because when we got home, our dogs were inside their little fenced-in area asleep. No, they're your dogs. We're pretty sure it was them. Sorry. Showed the kids a picture. Mackenzie saw the dogs, and Tristan saw the dogs. You're like, that's them. Anyways, and he's like, well, if you say it was our dogs, then I'm gonna say it was them. I had no idea they were even getting out. So apparently there's a breach in their fence, and I got to get that worked out and figured out. And they have not been back, so that is a plus. Anyhow, Ben is finally able to get Gandalf. We do bring him inside, and the poor thing was just crying nonstop. And so we put him inside the kennel, Duke's kennel, and that way he could just, be someplace and not get loose. But he will not stop crying. He can't sit still. He can't lay still. He can't be still. He's moving, and he's crying, and he's crying. He's moving. So we let him out of the kennel, and that way just, try to help him get to a comfortable spot. At that point, he lost all control of his bodily functions, and he pooped himself, and then he peed himself, and again, he's slowly pacing the house, just trying to find a place where he could be comfortable, and he can't. So at that point, Ben had left, and he'd gone outside because he was very upset about what had happened to his cat, and he knew that there's probably nothing that we can do to make him better. By this time, it's like 11 o'clock at night. We're an hour from town that has a vet, and I started looking up a vet bills for a cat with severe internal damage, and you're talking $500 to $8,000 is what it said. So, I'm laying with the cat. I'm just trying to just be close to him and keep an eye on him. And then he's by the front door, and he rolls to his back and then rolls to his side. And I see something in his stomach bulge in places that stuff should not bulge from. So I called Ben. I didn't want to leave Gandalf by himself. I called Ben and I was like, hey, he's really, really, really hurt. And the internet said, if you think there's internal damage, there's most likely internal bleeding, check their gums. If their gums are pale, it's a very good sign that there is internal bleeding. So I was able to check his gums, not easily, but I did, and they were pale. So I was like, Ben, the best thing we can do for him is show him mercy, put him out of his misery, and put him out of his pain. Having to watch your husband kill his favorite cat still breaks my heart. So we lost 2 cats in 2 days. Wednesday we found Stormy. We don't know exactly when he had passed away. We're pretty sure the dogs got him first and then came back, because we had talked to other people on the property, on the ranch. This is a huge ranch, y'all. Hundreds of acres, hundreds plus acres. And the dogs are on their game cam. And they had a kitten that also went missing, and they thought it was just, we have predators out here. We all understand that. We're not dense to the fact that there are coyote packs. We hear at least 3 packs. We know we have bobcats. There's right on the other side of the ridge. We have rattlesnakes. We have hawks. We have natural predators. But these are somebody else's pets that thought it would be fun to play with and kill our cats. So it was a really, really, really rough week, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't really done anything or make more videos. Is I don't know, I'm just sad, and I'm mad. I'm not angry at the people. Like I said, they didn't know they were getting out, and since they've been made aware, we haven't seen the dogs again, which is great and good, because we told them there will be severe consequences if the dogs come back onto our property, because we have other cats, we have our other dogs, and we have chickens, and we have ducks. And I'm not mad at the people. I'm upset at the circumstance. I'm upset at the fact that my cats were literally right behind their home, and they get killed by somebody else's pets, because those pets are serial cat killers at this point. And I'm just sad. Sad for what Ben had to do. Sad for what I had to do. Just It was so tragic. It was so traumatic. It was so... I don't know if Stormy was hurt and laying there. And I didn't know. Because I remember seeing him Sunday and Monday, but Tuesday I was very busy. I was making bread and banana bread and crusty bread and making sauce from scratch and making dinner and cleaning and just... And my cat was probably laying back there either hurt or dead, and I didn't know. So we're putting up fence. We're working on that steadily. I have some footage. I'll insert that somewhere. Gorgeous sunset. So pink and beautiful. All right, today we got more fence up. Don't worry, I'm picking up my trash right now. It's mine from this morning. But that fence goes there and here. So we had to clear out all these trees as well. It's been a busy day. Glad it was nice and cool. We're gonna leave this and at some point put a gate here to get back to that property, or that part of the property, to there. And then we're done for the day. We tired. We would have kept going, but we were using this pole here for tightening, and bad things happened. Ran a little too short on the cement there, and I got more chickens. I have 9 left. I ordered 10, but one sadly died a couple days after. Alright, I'm back here to check on my babies. Hi everybody. I just put this up as like a windshield because it was our first night in here last night. Hello babies. Hi. How are y'all doing? Hello. What do you think of your new home? Good morning. 9 little Polish crested, crazy floofy headed chickens. They're now outside, and we've painted the coop and the fence and everything, and we've been busy, and most of the house is sheetrocked now. There's a little section in the kitchen that's not, and the laundry room and the bathroom has some areas that need some stuff still. So we've been busy. I just haven't had the heart to pick up a camera or my phone or really anything. I think that's all the updates I have. Y'all have a good day. You say bye? So watch the video. Like it, subscribe.